How's it going, guys? Necromancer Noob, and Dragon Age Veilguard is in a very, very tough situation right now. EA in general as well. Now, reviews are coming in for Dragon Age Veilguard, and the reception from the reviewers' point seems very highly, right? You're getting a lot of 9s, 8s, 10s, getting near perfect scores, like this is the game of the year from the looks of it, right? But everything may not be as it seems. Now, to round up what's going on exactly with EA and Dragon Age Veilguard, so they announced the newest trailer for the newest Dragon Age a while back, and it was on the edge for a lot of people. A lot of people were very skeptical about it, and for good reason. It didn't look like what we expected. It wasn't really playing like what we expected, but a lot of people just wanted to see more. There wasn't down and out for the count. Maybe it was a bad trailer, etc., etc. Fast forward to a few weeks ago, EA invited a lot of reviewers, content creators, just people in general, to check out Dragon Age Veilguard for the first time, get their hands-on experience, play it for a few hours, see what you think, and, give your opinion about the game. Now fast forward to now, just a few days ago, Life and a few other creators have came out and have basically called out EA on their grimy tactics. And what exactly is their grimy tactics? They are clearly cherry picking who they want to review the game. They want to have good press, so they want to make sure no one says anything bad about the game, which is saying something because Life and Legacy Gaming, you looked at a few of these people that made reviews that didn't get review copies of the game. They didn't have that bad of a criticism. A lot of it was skepticism. A lot of them just wanted to see more or play more. They had a few things that they weren't the biggest fans of. It wasn't like they were shitting on the game, and EA decided not to give them review copies of the game, which is, this is big, right? It may not sound like a big deal, but this is a big deal. Of course, no one's really going to use this wording, and they're not going to say this is the legitimate thing, but they are essentially bribing their reviewers. Now, this isn't the level of like Star Wars Outlaws where, they were blatantly taking people out to Disneyland and reviewing their Star Wars Outlaw game and expecting to get better reviews for, pampering them and giving them a lot of incentive. But EA, it's not doing anything different. They're still treating people very nicely, and they want to hear nice things about their game. And I think that's the problem with a lot of these developers now is they can't take criticism. They don't want to hear criticism, and it shows. Now, mind you, everything I'm showing in this video is just trailers and promotional videos from Dragon Age Origins. Mind you, this came out in 2009. And let me remind you that when Dragon Age Veilguard was announced, that they were saying this is the darkest Dragon Age yet, which is, if you've looked at any of the things that are going on the screen right now, you can tell that's a blatant lie. They're lying out of their teeth. And granted, it's okay if it wasn't dark. If it's not going to be as dark as the other Dragon Age games, just announce it and just say it blatantly, outright. There's no reason to lie behind your teeth and say, oh, this is the darkest Dragon Age yet, because clearly it's not. You can look at this old gameplay footage or promotional trailers and realize that they've taken a few steps backwards, in my opinion. And let me get this point across, like, the game doesn't need to be dark to be good, but don't say it's going to be dark and have it, bright colors and flashing lights and clearly not as serious as the originals were. I mean, look at the newest God of War installments. They are not as dark as the original God of War installments, but they are still great games by all means. Like I said, it doesn't need to be a dark game, but just don't lie out of your teeth if it's not going to be a dark game. Dragon Age Origins was a highlight of my childhood. I remember seeing the trailers come out. I mean, they had a Marilyn Manson, they had a bunch of rock in the video. Like, it was badass. It was cool. It was like everything I ever imagined in, fantasy gameplay. And it was just fun. It was something completely different that I haven't really played. I know there's probably other games similar to it, but that's beside the point. Dragon Age Origins is put in very high regard. It's just sad to see because I don't have any intentions of playing Veilguard. It looks like ass, the gameplay is ass, the design of the characters and everything just looks bad. They had the blueprint, they had the good stuff right here, and they just totally backtracked on it, and it just doesn't make any sense. This is a totally different topic. I'm gonna bring it up very lightly, but inclusivity is killing games. And what I mean is they're trying to make it accessible for everyone, but they got to realize that video games aren't for everyone. Certain genres aren't for everyone. But if you make a solid game with solid gameplay, solid mechanics, and a solid story and writing, people are going to play that game and people are going to keep that game in high regards. And it's just not showing anymore. Like, developers just completely forgotten about how to make a good game. But this is a shame to see that they have blatantly cherry-picked who they want to review their games. They have blatantly cherry-picked who decides what the game is good or not. And they don't want to hear criticism, which is crazy, because how is the game supposed to get any better? How are these changes supposed to get made to make this game more enjoyable for more people? Because real people are going to get their hands on this game and they're going to realize, wow, this game kind of sucks. Wow, these reviewers kind of lied about this, or they were clearly incentivized to say nicer things about it, and it's just wrong on so many levels. I mean, it's one thing to see like IGN and other big ones, you know, speak highly about this. Like, you can tell they're paid out, they're bought out. Maybe they're not bought out on paper, but they have a lot of incentive to say nice things and do nice things about it. It's just such a shame to see. Not to mention to see some of those reviews just really, really glaze it up. I mean, the best BioWare game I've ever played. Brother, have you played the OG Mass Effect? Have you played Jade Empire? Have you played Knights of the Old Republic? These games were peak. Those are peak BioWare games. This is not BioWare. This is not Dragon Age. I'm sorry. Which, moral of the story, what all does this mean? As a consumer of games and just looking for good games, playing fun games, you have to do your research now. You have to look into more reviews, stop buying into the hype of everything, stop pre-ordering games. It's just not, it's not healthy, it's not good anymore. Clearly, people are bought out. Clearly, people have their own incentives, whether it's getting a big paycheck or getting more views, which just equates to more money, more notoriety. If there's an open beta for a game or open hands-on, you're able to play this game without purchasing it for the full price, then do that. Get your own opinions, make your own opinions for yourself, and stop basing it off of big corporations that just clearly are doing this for the paycheck. But anyways, that's my rant for you guys. I'm disappointed in EA. I'm disappointed in BioWare and Dragon Age as a whole. I'm sad to see this, but let me know what you guys think about this whole situation, this whole thing going on with Dragon Age and EA. Leave a like, consider subscribing. A lot of more video game topics along the way. But yeah, leave a comment down there what you think, and I will see you guys in future videos. Bye-bye.